Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I will be making this trouser with cargo pocket, an elastic band with rope on the waist. If this is what you're interested in learning, keep watching this video, and I'll also be making separate video on how I made this t-shirt I'm putting on here in this video. Please keep watching, click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to share this video. Please share this video. Leave your comments at the comment section, please, so that we can share ideas. Let's get started. The first thing I'll be doing is to get my starting line. This is my starting line here. From my starting line to this line is my crotch length. For my crotch length, I use my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches because this is a very bogus trouser. You do not want it to be tight around the crotch. I added 2 inches to it here, as you can see this line. The next thing we are going to be doing now is to take the length of the trouser with 2 inches hemming allowance. From here to here is 2 inches. Okay, you need to first of all think of how big you want it to be depending on what you want. As for me, I use my hip measurement here plus 2 inches. My hip measurement plus 2 inches is what I measured here, 2 inches, because I want it to be loose at the crotch line. For my crotch extension, I will also be using the same 2 inches. You take the same measurement you took on the hip here on the waistline, then you make it a straight line. I'll be adding 2 inches or 2.5 inches here. I do not want much allowance since I have already added allowance there. Or you can also divide what you have on the crotch area here. You see, whatever you have here, you divide it by 4. Divide it this way, or you can use your calculator to divide it. Divide it by 4, like this. You see, and then whatever you get, you mark it on the crotch area this way. I'm also taking 2.5 inches upward from here so that I can get my crotch cuff. You curve it down this way. If you like, you can use ruler, or you measure 1 inch like this, and then you curve it, making sure the curve passes through the 1 inch that you measured this way. Another option you can use is make use of your curve ruler if you cannot get a nice curve using your free hand. You can make use of curve ruler this way. You see, if I place this curve ruler on it like this, I'll be getting the same curve that I used my hand to make. You see, this is it, the same curve. So it's your choice. I'm going to be leaving it this way. I do not want to reduce it anyhow, but it is entirely your choice. If you want to reduce it, you can also reduce it, but I'm going to leave mine like that. If you want to give it a little bit shape at the side, you can just go inward here by 1 inch. this way, 1 inch, and then you curve it downward towards the crotch line. It is entirely your choice. You see the way I curved it, so depending on what you want, but as for me, I'm going to be leaving mine this way. I don't want to curve it at all. I'm going to cut through this line, but before that I will be measuring my false zipper plier. If you want to have a false zipper plier on this trouser, you do exactly this that I'm doing right now. You measure 1.5 inches this way, and then the length is going to be 8 inches, depending on how long you want it to be. 8 inches, you see, and then you curve this part, curve it a little bit, just the way I did right here. You see what I'm doing here? This is how you get a false zipper flyer. So I'm going to cut it out. Make sure you cut out this curved part very nicely. I'll be using this front to place it on another material now and then cut my back. I'll be sewing this part. This is for the back. I'm going to fold in this part because I won't be needing it for the back. At the center back, I'm going to be extending it for 1.5 inch upward. And then here, I'll be measuring 2 inches for my crotch extension. 2 inches. 2 inches from the front crotch extension. And then I'll measure 2 inches downward. Just add 2 inches at this area. You don't really need much for this since you've already added enough allowance to the main trouser, to the front part. This is for the butt at the back, so that your buttocks will be able to balance very well. And then you curve this part this way. You are going to be making a straight line from this upper part here. This side is going to be straight, and then I'm going to curve from here. You see, this is it for the back crotch extension. And then I'm going to slant from this 1.5 inch to the side. The two sides, the sides of the trousers are going to be equal. That's for the front and the back, but the center line is going to be higher. As for this part, I'm going to be taking 2 inches for allowance. Mark, you are going to mark 2 inches towards the hemline. I'll just cut it out. Okay, this is it for the back and the front. You see the slant that I made, and then you see how curved this part is. The next thing now is to get our pocket depth, the opening of our pocket. From the upper side here, you're going to mark 1 inch. You mark 1 inch here, and then the pocket opening is going to be 7 inches. And for the cargo pocket, I'm going to make it to be on my knee line. From the crotch line to my knee line is 11 inches. Okay, this is the pattern I'm going to be using for the pocket. That is for the cargo pocket. If you are interested in on how I made this pattern, please indicate on the comment section so that I'll make a video. It's a very simple pattern. This particular size of trouser that I'm making, it can be worn by size 8, from size 8 to size 16. Yeah, size 8 to size 16, because it's big enough. And then for the waist, we are going to be adding rope to it so that you'll be able to adjust it no matter what size you are. That is the reason for the rope. So if you are from size 8 to size 16, you can make use of this measurement that I used here. I'm going to be sewing this part this way. I made two of this. This is going to be for the other pocket. I'm making use of 12 inches by length and then 7 inches wideness on fold, so that when you open it up, it will be 12 inches by 14 inches. As for this part, I'm going to be marking 3 inches upward so that I'll be able to curve the pocket. Curve it this way. So this is it for the pocket this way. Then I'm going to cut it off. Just trim out the excess. The first thing to do now is to sew this part by 1/2 inch this way towards the crotch curve by 1/2 inch this way. Then we'll come for pocket. Okay, after sewing it, this is what I have. I'm going to open it up this way. You see, this is how it's going to be. If you are sewing it for a lady, this part is going to be facing the right side. If it is for a man, it is going to be facing the left. This is for the side pocket. I'm going to be making this first pocket so that I'll bring it and show you how it looks like before I show you how to make the other one. This is how it looks like. Should in case you don't want to make use of this kind particular pocket, you can always make use of any other pattern of pocket that you like. Okay, for this pocket, we are going to start by placing our pocket on the front part of the trouser, right side facing right side, this way. And then you come down and mark 1 inch, just the way we did before. 1 inch this way, like this. From that 1 inch now, we are going to be taking an inch, half an inch here, and then we'll mark out the length of our pocket opening. That is 7 inches. That is where the half an inch is going to stop. Make it a straight line. Make sure you sew from the 1 inch that you made. Sew this way, like this, and then you come back this way. This is where you're going to stop, because we are going to be making a notch. Okay, after stitching it, this is what I have. I'm going to notch this area just this way, you see, so that I will be able to fold in the pocket. That is the reason for this notch. We bring this part out. We are going to be making a top stitch on this line here. We'll be top stitching it from here like this way, just the way we sew. Okay, this is it after top stitching. You fold your pocket into two, like this. You'll be stitching the upper part down so that it does not move around while you sew the down part. Just stitch it down here, and then you turn it to the other side and you sew that curved part from here to this place. Okay, after sewing the pocket, this is it. You see, the pocket is already formed. And then this part, I'm going to be making a curve. I'll be curving this area this way, so that it looks like a zipper flyer this way. I'll be placing the curve like this. Make sure you trace out your curve before you sew. After sewing it down, this is what I have here. Let me remove this pin. See, this is it after covering it. The next thing now is to join the sides. You're going to be joining the two sides together, the front and the back. Okay, for this pocket, we are going to be sewing this pocket to our trouser later on, but we are going to be sewing the pattern first. We sew this way using half an inch. Sew it down like this using half an inch. You do the same thing to the other side, in case you have this pattern already. You see, after sewing, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and cut out the excess fabric. I'll notch here so that I can easily turn it over. Please indicate if you are interested in the pattern for this pocket, and also like and share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. See, I'm trying to make sure that the notches that I made will make me to be able to turn the pocket so that it comes out very well. You see, I'll be using this thing now to make sure this part goes inward very well. These edges. So make sure you bring it out very well. See how the pocket looks. I'm going to fold this side together, and then I'm hold it down with a pin because we are going to be ironing that part very well. Mark half an inch from here. This is what we are going to be folding it. We'll fold it in this way, half an inch. You do the same thing to the other side. Fold this way, and then you fold the remaining part. This just fold it the way I'm folding it right now for you to get it perfectly. You're going to be stitching this part, so you need to fold it very well. Fold it in like this. Okay, and then you sew. After sewing it and ironing it, I'm going to be placing it on the sides. Make you mark the middle part of the trouser, and then you make sure it matches with the seams. Just place it on it like this. Make sure they align very well. You can also pin it down. You're going to be sewing this part, the down part. This is where you're going to be stitching down like this. You see how I'm opening it? Make sure you do it that way. Do the same thing to the other side. And then for this one, I'm going to place it this way. We are going to be top stitching this one by half an inch. The length is 4 inches. I'm going to be using half an inch to top stitch it. Place it like this, then top stitch and then fold it back. After sewing the pocket, this is how it looks like. You see how beautiful the pocket is? Very neatly sewn. Make sure you pin yours down before you sew so that it will stay very neat. See, the next thing we are going to be doing is to sew the back crotch. We are going to be sewing these two sides, the two center back together, using half an inch. After sewing it, this is what I have. I'll open it up this way. I'll also open up the stitches. Open it up this way. We are going to be joining the front and the back together on the inside leg of the trouser. Open the stitches like this. Just make sure you open it very well to avoid too much bulkiness, or you can just iron that part so that it will relax before you sew. We are going to be sewing from here downward towards the hemline. Do the same thing for the two parts. I'm going to pin it down so that the stitches will align. After sewing it, this is what I have. The next thing now is going to be for me to sew my band and also hem the down. I'm going to sew the band round the waist. This is what I am using for the band. I've already sewed the two sides together and I top stitched on the both sides. That is where I'm going to be bringing out my rope from. And for the elastic, I'm going to stitch it together like this, and then after then I'll put it inside this way, and I'll sew half an inch round. After sewing it, this is what I have. You see how beautiful the elastic is. We're going to be top stitching round two lines so that we'll make a casing for our rope. And I've already done my own rope here. You see, just as you're sewing it, make sure you drag the elastic so it's round. After sewing it round, this is what I have. I'm going to sew it down. I'm going to sew it on the trouser now, and I'll make sure the place that I top stitched at the front aligns with the center front line this way. I'll sew it round now. After sewing it, this is what I have, and I will also go ahead to insert my rope, and I'll also hem it down. You see how beautiful it looks after sewing. Please click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Alright, see you in my next video. Bye.